It's such a beautiful, bright morning here at Turffontein that I should actually be wearing shades. So let's cut to the chase and tell you why we're here. First of all, it's just a couple of days before the running of the second leg of the Triple Crown. Of course, the Classic is run over 1,800 meters for both the Colts and the fillies. The Colts version is known as the SA Classic, and the fillies version is known as the Wilgeborst Drift Fillies Classic. And our sincere thanks go to Mary Slack and, of course, Jessica for their very kind and well-received sponsorship. Both particular events are alive, and although Noah from Goa, who is the winner of the first leg of the Triple Crown run in Cape Town, is not an entrant, Abashiri, who won the Betting World Guineas in such resounding fashion, now goes for the second leg of the Triple Crown, as did Louis the King, as did Horse Chestnut. He looks to have every chance of recording victory laurels, so we'll just have to wait and see how his prep has gone. And the talk around the town is that it's gone exceptionally well, both from Michael and Adam Azzie. Mike, one of my best barometers in racing is a guy called Matthew Stevens, the Whisperer, and he said to me after Abashiri had won his maiden in KwaZulu-Natal, he says, watch this horse when he runs on Gold Cup Day because he's got an extremely bright future. Now, I was pleased to see that he had that vision. I'd like to know what you were thinking at that stage of his career.
Andrew, it all started just before we went to KZN for the season. Must have been about 4 weeks before. I went up to the track one morning. He was in the second string and the babies were working, and this horse worked past me, and I said to Adam, I like the way this chap worked. I want him up in first string tomorrow. And then from there on I said, I'm going to take him to Durban. And I phoned Adrian and I said to Adrian, I'm taking Abashiri to Durban. He might not even have a race in Durban, and we'll see how we go when we're down there. When we got there, he started to blossom and started enjoying his work and started to come together nicely. And I let Cornet take him one morning down the backstretch at Summerveld and go a nice little pace work up the hill. And Cornet said, Mr. Az, yes, this horse is a lovely horse. It gave me such a good feeling. I said, yeah, I nominated him just to give him a run, and then I'm going to put him away and not run him again in the season. He said, don't be surprised if he wins. So, well, I haven't done anything with him. This is his first time he's ever had the grass underneath his feet. We took him to the race, he jumped out, was hopelessly outpaced, Cornet scrubbing his head off the whole way. He turned for home, and all of a sudden it was like someone said to him, whispered something in his ear, it's time to race now, you're at the race course, you're playing the fool. And it was instantaneous. He changed gears and he just started picking them off one by one, and he ran away from the field with ease in the end of the race. And then I sort of let him get over that race, and I played around with him, and I said, oh, you know, I'm going to put him on Gold Cup Day. But I said, I don't think he can beat Rabada, but he will make Rabada pick up his feet. And as the race transpired, he was very unlucky not to beat Rabada, because as Anthony was going to make his move, everyone pulled out and they pushed Anthony 5, 6, 7 wide on the bend. And then as Anthony got him balanced up and he was coming at him, Gavin Lorino was on that horse of Dom Zaki's Prospect Strike. He struck this horse twice in the eye with a whip. He was only beaten a short head by Prospect Strike. And the next morning his eye was closed. So he could very well have won that race. And I said to Adrian, we've got a serious horse here. We've got a horse that could be a Triple Crown candidate, and we have to train him carefully and hand pick our races. Then Ants came up to ride him in the Dingans. And Anton, I don't know where he got this pearl of wisdom from, but he, in his wisdom, felt this horse can't win a mile. And he said, this horse can never win a mile, so I'm going to just drop him out, ride him cold, and let him run at them today. And I was dumbfounded. I couldn't believe it. And I said to Anton, Ants, he just got beat a short head as a 2-year-old at Gravel over a mile, so why can't he handle the Turffontein mile? And as Anton has self-confessed, it wasn't one of his best rides. And Ants rates this horse highly. He'd love to be on this horse's back. But I needed to have a jockey that would work him every other day and be on his back.
Yeah, fair
and
enough.
JP worked him, and JP was almost going to be this horse's jockey. And for 2 weeks, JP went Boy Scout, missing. So Karl was there, and Karl picked up the pieces and then ended up working him, and then Karl started riding him. And then I gave Karl the ride. He won the Sea Cottage. Then he won that race at the Vaal, and the race at the Vaal was really what made me say, you've got to leave Karl on this horse until he gets beat.
He really used his brains there.
Because I said to Karl, I don't want this horse to get a hiding. And it got to a point in the race where 2 horses made it very, very tight for him. And Karl kept that stick off him, and he just punched him through with his hands, and he won with the hands the ride. And we saw what that happened, what that did to him. Gave him so much confidence coming into the Guineas, and he won the Guineas. And, you know, as I said, we just got to pray now and hope that all things go away and need a bit of luck on her side, and maybe we might have a Triple Crown winner in a couple of weeks' time.
Heaps of fun. Not too many people paid attention to your comments prior to the running of the Betting World Guineas. She's the defending champ. You've got Witchcraft to back her up. What's your prognosis?
Yeah, I think everything's gone pretty smoothly. I think the distance will suit her. Witchcraft, obviously, it's a prep for the Oaks, and I'd like to test her in this company. Yeah, but both pretty straightforward, smooth preparations, and I suppose the form's there to see.
You've got 4 runners in the Classic: Malak Al Muluk, Lunar Approach, Liege, and of course the horse Samurai Blade, who was so gutsy behind Orman Ferraris's Silver Scooter, I believe it was.
Samurai Blade, first run for me. His prep was quite good. We were originally intended to run him in the Derby trial, but as I said, his prep over 1400 in a Pinnacle was so good that we've decided to take a chance after discussing it with Larry. Liege had a troublesome loading procedure in the Guineas. It was a little disappointing, but he was quite impressive. I ran him 2 weeks later. Lunar Approach, I think you can just put a line through his last run. Yeah, and obviously my luck was a little disappointing in his last start, but having said that, we added the weights, and obviously worthy favourite in Abashiri, and if we can be in the money, we'd be more than happy.
They get to the last 500 metres. Suyuf is in front. Second place is New Predator. Here comes Abashiri. The stick is up, but he's right alongside Suyuf. Then comes Malak Al Muluk. They followed by Celtic Captain. Abashiri's gone for home early. Malak Al Muluk is running a big race. Romany Prince is next best. Then comes Celtic Captain and Brazuca with Champagne Haze on the outside. But it's Abashiri the leader. Champagne Haze trying to close, but Abashiri reigns supreme in the Gauteng Guineas. Second goes to Champagne Haze, Malak Al Muluk, then came Brazuca.